I'll preface these words by saying I never told any of this to him to his face, which is always going to really bother me. But, you know, we're guys, and most of the time I spent with Brett, I was just sort of giving him shit and pushing his buttons for my own personal amusement. That being said, Brett, if you're listening to this, you're a dick and nobody likes you. Apologize for the industry jargon. I put this up on a group full of Delta pilots on Facebook, and so if you don't understand, just ask a dorky-looking dude standing next to you. He can explain it to you. By now, the flight ops communication has come out about my good buddy Brett. Atlanta 767-400 Captain Brett Nelson Zeiss was taken from us on June 1st, far earlier than he or anyone else deserved. He leaves behind his incredible wife and best friend B, and one of our very own Delta flight attendants. I only had the pleasure of knowing Brett for about 4 years, but we were fast friends and an unlikely pair. He was a Navy fighter pilot who'd been hired at Delta 2 weeks after I was born and spent most of his career living in Peachtree City. And me, just a 30-year-old civilian who just so happened to move to the same neighborhood in Sarasota around the same time. If you slid Brett's resume in front of me, I could have all but guaranteed that we'd have absolutely nothing in common. That was the thing about Brett. He was easy to get close to. I taught him how to brew beer, and he taught me everything about everything, the only way a trained fighter pilot and engineer could, in exhaustive fucking detail. Yeah, it wasn't in the original. Apologize. He was my neighbor, my golfing partner, my brewing apprentice, my mentor, my sandbar anchor mate, and my drinking buddy. There were a few days since we met when I didn't see the man, for one reason or another. Every single time I needed something, he was there in minutes and ready to help. We'd been plotting for me to swing the gear on his retirement flight, which was approaching rapidly. We talked often about when I should bid the 76400 so that I'd be converted and trained in time for one of the greatest honors an airline pilot could receive, to share that moment of pulling into the gate and watching a dear friend set the parking brake for one last time. On his end, he had gotten his house on the water in Sarasota for he and his girl, and began taking up all the new hobbies he wanted to fill his time with in retirement. He'd built the Tiki Bar with his own Bravo Zulu Brewing Company logos on the tap fridge, broken in the golf clubs, and purchased the new boat, and had the fishing rods all ready to go. The man who once sported a mustache which looked like it was built in a lab and could land a fighter jet on a carrier all by itself, but in recent years had traded it for a bit of gray stubble and an ever-present shit-eating grin. On Monday, Brett was taken from us just inside the final approach fix. He was on speed, on localizer, and on glide path to retirement. I'm having a lot of trouble accepting that this is actually real. That he's just screwing with us and he's gonna slide up on the bar stool next to me any minute now, but he never does. He didn't get the water cannon salute that he deserves, and he's left a massive hole in my heart and the hearts of so many others here at Delta Airlines and beyond. Whether you had the pleasure of knowing the man or not, please join me in honoring one of our own and one of our best. Godspeed, Bravo Zulu. I miss you. So, now after 5 months had gone by, I wasn't crying. So now after 5 months had gone by, and I figure maybe his passing would be easier to swallow. I'll be the first to tell you that it's not. For me, it's like time stopped on June 1st, and I've been treading water ever since. Not a day goes by where it's been easier. If anything, it's been harder. Every single day brings new events, new challenges, and new conundrums that all would have been easier if I had the experience of my old buddy to lean on. Days where I've just felt like, God damn it, man, I just want to buy Brett a beer and ask him what the hell I should do about this. And he'd have the answer. And on the off chance that he didn't, he'd at least say something dumb with that stupid grin we all came to love. But for now, yesterday was the end of the crying, at least for this weekend. Today's about the positives. What was his nickname when he was a little kid, B? We found out his nickname. Brady? Is that right? Smiley, who told you that? You? The man would only have so much patience for us sitting around sobbing over his favorite German beers today. In the days since June 1st, I've seen the memory of this man bring countless people together, telling stories, sharing laughs, recounting the way that their lives were better without even trying. I've seen the amazing woman that he left behind become stronger and more independent in ways that surely have him beaming right now. So sweet. Just look around you right now. You probably don't even recognize most of the people you're sharing this afternoon with. But Brett does. He touched every single one of you one way or the other. Enough to make you drop everything you were doing this weekend and come to this place to do what little you could do to honor him. And that's what today's about. Smile, laugh, drink, tell stories, tell lies. Who gives a shit? To one of the best human beings I ever had the privilege of meeting, ever had the privilege of ever being around. To Captain Brett Nelson Zeitz. Prost. Prost. If anybody else wants to say something, the mic is open. I think we really had some words to say, so.
That's incredible.
That's Brett. Oh my God.
There he goes, man.
I didn't mention, obviously,